Okay, it should be working now. That was really weird. I was having really dumb issues. But it should be working now. Sorry about that. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't see any changes in the chat. Hopefully you can hear and see me. We'll find out. There we go. Hello. Sorry. It wasn't up to me that I started late. Good afternoon. It's not the afternoon. It's 11 a.m. here. Let me move this over a little bit. Oh, you're in Australia. Okay. It's not super secret cool stuff. It was that I forgot my mic at home, so I had to run back to my apartment and get it. And then when I got here, the webcam just wasn't working for some reason. But I got it to work now. Did I get a haircut? No, I don't get my haircut. I just buzz my head. I actually haven't done it in like 2 weeks, which is actually pretty long for me. So it's actually getting long. Oh, hello, Neverstones. Welcome to the weekly streams. Oh, man. My jaw hurts from running, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. Volume's okay, right? Should be. Should be okay. What makes Xian and Primogenitor good? Well, Primogenitor's ability to take your opponent's strongest resonator is pretty good. People might be overestimating it a little bit, considering it's fairly easy to destroy resonators, but it is still quite strong. And also, he's just got a bunch of other utility stuff, too. And what makes Xian good is her ability to generate consistency. She can top check at almost any time. And plus her enter ability, when she uses her judgment, lets you put in a 5-cost resonator. So you can put in Seraph and then call out Lucifer, have the opponent sacrifice a resonator, and then you have 3 really strong bodies. And since 2 resonators entered the field that turn, you can also just pay 1 white and put down Gwyber for a 4th one. If I may ask a tiny question, is the quest clear exclusive to spoiler packs, or will that be how stamped cards appear in the packs? No, that's not how stamped cards will appear in the packs. They're completely exclusive to the red envelope quest things. That's why they say quest clear. Well, I know love for colorless cards. Well, colorless cards don't exist. You're talking about Void, though, I know. I'm just teasing you. Did you see yesterday? Did you see yesterday's spoiler? Maribel is pretty strong. Is there a time Xian can't top check the deck? Yes, actually there is. For things like if you use Hydramonica's ability to search a resonator and put it on top of your deck, you cannot top check the top card of your deck. Like after you, it's hard to explain. Okay, let's say this is your deck, right? And you search, you use Hydramonica, and you search out this Dark Faria or whatever, right? Then the effect says you would have to shuffle your main deck and put this card on top, right? So you shuffle your main deck, shuffle, whatever. And then before you put that searched out card, the Stark Faria or whatever, before you put that searched out card on top, people would think you can look at this card, right? And then put this on top. Well, you can, but since it destroys the randomization, if you look, you have to shuffle again. And you can see where this can go into like a stalling thing where people will just be like, oh, I'll shuffle. Oh, I looked, so I have to shuffle again. Oh, I looked, so I have to shuffle again. Oh, I looked, so I have to shuffle again. And they'll just do that on purpose to run out the clock or something. So that's an illegal action. So for situations like that, you can't top check with Xi'an. But in most situations, you can look at the top of your deck at pretty much any time. How's my day going? It's going all right. I'm kind of hungry. I woke up a little late today, so I didn't have time to eat breakfast. I've been having trouble getting up on time this week. I don't know why. That warrants a punch to the face, right? Oh, were they the illegal action that I described? No, it warrants calling the judge because it's an illegal action. No news about Vingolf, other than what I've said so far. Any news about the tabletop game? I've been so busy with other stuff this week and last week too. Nailing down the card text for A4, and I also had a business trip this weekend, and I've also been directing the A4 promotional video, like the release trailer and stuff. So I've been really busy with all sorts of other things. So I've unfortunately haven't gotten too much work done with the tabletop game. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get some work done for it today, though. Same here. I'm starting to wake up at 8, leaving at 8:10, and then borderline being late. Then I having to work late hours as well. Well, usually I'm supposed to wake up at 8, but I have trouble getting out of bed, and then I end up getting out of bed at like 8:20. So I have to like really rush through my shower and then just go to work. I heard a celebrity that rhymes with Tom Rena is in the promotional video. Can I confirm or deny? Yep, I can confirm that Ron Gina is definitely in the promotional video. Is Brynhildr the resonator in the video promotion? What? Oh, the image that I posted like an hour and a half ago? No. Is the new Valentina cool? Yeah, it's cool. Do you know why Priscia's new card was designed to be Wind and Fire? It was a bit of a surprise. No, I actually don't. Who's Rangina? Nobody. They wanted me to say something else, so I intentionally made up another name that rhymes with it. The image I posted an hour and a half ago, who is that lady? You'll find out later. How old is Priscilla? Probably late teens. The bed is so comfy, I never want to leave it. Well, when it's early in the morning and it's cold, I don't. But later in the day, I do. Do you think the new Maribel and Priscilla will work better with Priscilla or Machina as the ruler? Between those two choices, absolutely Machina. Will you do another quest type of event? I mean, not until we get closer to the release of A4. Oh, man. Oof, oof. Is the Wizard of Time Faria's brother? No. Are you talking about Allosaurus? No. How strong of an effect will Wall of Wind have on the format? I honestly don't know. I always refuse to answer those questions on principle. Because things like that are not only influenced by numbers, but they're also influenced by human opinion. And I can never predict human opinion, so I really don't know. It will influence it to some degree. Are there more void cards excluding the regalia than the 2 shown in the last previous article? No, there are not, unfortunately. Which defends Yggdrasil the best, fairies or beasts? I don't know, actually. I prefer beasts. That's just my personal preference. Have ever thought about growing a goatee? I actually did in college a little bit, but after that, meh, no, not really, not interested. It's somewhat of a future set question, but will we continue to see zero drop cards, not specifically regalia, but as a design point in general moving towards? No, you're going to see less and less of that. I don't think there are any cards that cost 0 in A4. Is the Valkyrie on the preview and on the picture you posted a Facebook announcement, Brynhilder? No, that's the second time somebody's asked me that. No, it's not. Nobody ever said it was a Valkyrie either. Quick question, new player here. When it tells you to play a normal spell, does that mean just putting it into your chance standby area or flipping them after they're already there? No, a normal spell is any card that you play from your hand to the field that is not a resonator. Will we be seeing light, fire, and wind darkness cards in A3? No, you will not. Thank you. Oh, no problem. Thanks for asking. That's a common thing that like new players have a little trouble distinguishing with. Quick question, will there ever be an Angrel related J ruler? So yes, Arla. If you're asking for angels, Arla is an angel related J ruler, although he's used for other stuff quite frequently nowadays. Will there be another one in the future? Actually, yes, there will be at some point. Sword, maybe that's not right to say. Not directly related to angels, but sort of. Was it coincidence that the currently spoiled dual color cards match the ally colors of MTG? Yep, it is coincidence, because it's not every single card, and it's not like that. I don't even know what that is, unless you're talking about Ravnica. But yeah, it's just a coincidence. It wasn't intentional. I run a fairy deck. Cool. And I have noticed that Excalibur, the Spirit Sword, can be used for a dark for fairies. Is there a plan for a dark sprite? Yep. It's on the Facebook page. Somebody got it. It's in A3. Check out the Force of Will US page and you'll be able to find it somewhere. There is a dark sprite. In Perseus flavor text, is she asking for help from Xion and her resistance or other beasts she lived with? Also, weird question, when did Perseus get the new outfit? I'm fairly certain she's asking for the help from the beasts. As much as I love joking around about wanting an Alice Chant Standby, who's joking? I'm not really comfortable playing Chant Standby cards. I know ruling have changed. What is the current change? I don't understand the question. Why didn't we get Cheshire Cats in the red letters anymore? I thought you guys had a box with 13,000 Cheshire Cats. We do, but we're here at this office. This is not where we mail the envelopes. They're mailed in a separate, like, I don't know what you call it, partner company? like the printing company that we're partnered with, they're the ones that mail them. So I really don't know why there aren't Cheshire Cats in these ones. I know there are multicolored spells and resonators in the game. Will we ever see a resonator with 3 or more attributes in their cost? Probably not. Show the box? Box of what? Random story question from SKL. What all do we know about Faria's siblings? Last I recall, her brother went missing and her sister was ill. Is that correct? Yep, that's correct. Her brother heard rumors about a place beyond Certo that might have a way to cure their sister's illness. And so he set off 10 years ago and never came back. And the sister is just ill. She's really weak and spends most of her time sleeping. She can't leave her room. Their names, by the way, are Lars and Charlotte. Both of those have already been established. Have they decided how people will get cards from their points in the Force of Will app? Yep, they have. That'll come in August, is when the cutoff date is. So raise your rank as high as you can before August. The new promo reprints, Little Dread, Abel. Could we expect to see a reprint of Kane to go with Abel? A reprint of Kane the Ruler? No. You can play them from your hand. Oh, they're talking about chant standbys. Yeah, you can play chant standbys as instants, or you can put them face down for 2 void. Or 1 void if you have Crimson Moon Fairy Tale Kaguya. Will we see both of Faria's siblings as cards, or as a Ruler J Ruler? Those are not mutually exclusive. A J Ruler is a card. But they wouldn't have been established if there wasn't a reason for them. This camera is weird. Like, I feel like it's not on center for some reason. There we go. Now it is. That was weird. No, it's still... All right, there we go. Quick question. I've seen a lot of alt arts for some cards on Facebook, and I was wondering if they are legal at all. No? I don't think so. Zero Angru. If I missed your question, just say it again. Don't spam it, but you can say it again. Why do you guys only print dual color cards in the 3rd set in each block? Do we? I don't know. Any chance of getting more 6 Sages the next set, A3 or A4? Nope, sorry. Not in A3. A4 could be. I'm not going to say anything about the presence of things in A4, but in A3 there's no 6 Sages. Will there be more Void machine support in Moonlit Savior? No, it's just those 2 Void cards. And in A4, could be. I'm not going to tell you about A4. TAT and CMF headstones, and that was Grimblock 1 and 2 if memory serves. Yep. Can you block for other resonators? Like if a rested resonator gets attacked, can you block it? Yeah, you totally can. Are there any more plans for werewolves? Not right now. I hope so. I do like them. Hold on. Will there be a machine type ruler in A4? Could be, but I'm not going to tell you. Can Can you say anything more about the new Vingolf? Like when we may see cards or more info on it? I actually don't know when you're going to see cards about it, but it's probably not going to be for a little while. A couple months at least. How are SRs determined? Can you explain the process? No, mostly because I actually don't know. Sorry. I keep clearing my throat. I think at this point, it's a given that he isn't answering about anything about A4. If it's vague enough, I can answer it. But if it's something like, is this card going to be there? Then no, I'm not going to answer it. It seemed like you were personally really hyped for the future cards in A4. Has that changed? No, A4 is the best set. I am very excited for A4. A4 is absolutely 100% the best set. Jordan, could you show us how the stones look like? It was never spoiled. Only seen the quest cleared wind and darkness stones. I don't know if we have them in the office. I would show them to you. But I don't know if we have them in the office. If I have the art assets to them, I'll post them later. How much did I contribute to A4? Not that much. But I did create the best card in A4, no question. I definitely created the best thing in A4. What we know about A4 is it's a full set. Yep, it's a full set. Not asking for spoilers, but will A4 see a lot of diversity in card races? That's something I could answer. I just forget. I mean, as diverse as other sets are. You said Maribel, Yggdrasil, and the New Moon, right? Were there other cards previously that came from you? Sort of. Those are the ones that like I 100% came up with the idea for. There are a couple other ones where like we bounced ideas off of each other and it came up with, or like things where I suggested rewriting parts of the text, and so it became a little bit different. But those are the three where it's like 100% that was me. How many rulers will be in A4? It's a full set, so same as any other full set. Best card, 0 attack, 0 defense, no recover card that does nothing. Well, if it had 0 defense, it would die the second it hits the field. Is it another giant mine that goes to the chant standby? No. As always, though, I do love the chant standby, so. Best card, probably something to do with Prisia. We'll see. Prisia is not my one true love. Will Machina like A4? Oh, jeez. Oh, man. I don't know if I should say this. Machina will love A4. Like, so much. And that's the most revealing thing I will say. Valentina is my true love. In terms of rulers, it is, but actually, the card in A4 is my no questions asked, like absolute favorite card in the game. I'm a bit skeptical about buying A3 since you said A4 is the best. Well, A4 has a lot of support for things in A3, so A3 is absolutely worth getting. I mean, Xion will still be good. Primogenitor will still be good. Kaguya will still be good. Yggdrasil will get better. There's no reason not to get A3. A3 is really good too, so. I shouldn't have said that everybody will get support though. I actually don't remember. uh Trying to think. I mean, they'll get new cards with their attributes, so in that way I guess they'll get support, but whether they get like specific support for most things, I actually don't remember. But A3 stuff will still be good, so don't worry about it. No support for Aliceris in A4 confirmed. I actually forget. uh, can you tell us what type of card your favorite card is? Please tell me it's a chance standby. Any card can be played as a chance standby. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. Sorry. Will blue love A4? Blue doesn't exist in this game. You said you made Yggdrasil. What was the previous idea for the Wind Ruler, if any? There was no previous idea. That was it. Will Alice getting a J Ruler in A4 and will Fairy be getting support in A4? I'm not going to tell you. Do you think the company will ever print a Destroy All Resonators on a spell chant? Maybe? Who knows? Will you ever see more Gorgon stuff? I realize there are only 3 sisters. Could be. I'd like to see more. I like the Gorgons. They're cool. I think their effects are neat. So what color is Valentine in the Moonlit Savior? She's water. Would you be opposed to releasing a card along the lines of Machina's Heart, given that it was kind of removed from him by Dark Alice? Well, I wouldn't be against it, but it's not going to happen since the cards in A4 are already decided. When are you putting out the next story? I don't know. Probably in like 2 weeks. When is A4 going to be released? It's always 3 months. I don't know why people ask that. It's always a 3-month cycle. Will the new red fire ruler get some love in A4? You'll find out. How strong will the water cards in A4 be? Blah, blah, blah. How strong will they be? They'll be however strong they are. When is A3 coming out? A3 is coming out in 2 weeks. I'm curious, will there be other rulers with multiple forms released? Oh, like with Alice. Yeah, we'll probably come back to that at some point. This is a neat idea. I think it deserves being expanded upon. You guys can keep asking me things about A4, but I'm not going to answer them. I've already said as much as I'll say for probably at least like 2 months. Do you personally get to participate in the A3 pre-release? Or do you have some kind of lunch party at the company? No, there's no lunch party. I could participate in a pre-release if I wanted to. I'm not banned from doing it. I mean, I have to pay money just like anybody else. But I certainly could. I probably won't, though. Mostly because I really suck at drafts. And I already have a playset of A3, so there's really no point in me paying money for the cards. How's the movie going? It's not one movie. That's a misconception. It's 4 or 5. It's multiple like short movies. How are they going? They're coming along pretty good. We got really good people working on the team. Like animation team from like Tokyo Ghoul and stuff is working on it and stuff. And it's going to be released in English. Like designed specifically for English. I keep bugging them to try and let me like voice a minor character or something. We'll see if that happens. It probably won't. Hey Jordan, been a while. Hello, Nate the Great 598. Valentina's age and height. Valentina's age is probably like late 20s. Height, I don't know. I always imagined her kind of tall. When will we see them? The anime things? Not for a while. It's still in the early stages of production. Like hour long? I don't know if they're gonna be quite that long. Probably more like I actually really don't know. Probably closer to like 20 minutes, but I really don't know. Wait, English dub or English sub? Neither, technically. Well, I guess dub is probably the correct word. But I don't think there's actually going to be like Japanese voices released. There might be, but I think I remember hearing that it was going to be English only. I don't know if it's Tokyo Ghoul's animation studio, but it's like the Tokyo Ghoul character designers or something. My details on the anime stuff is very sketchy. Are you guys ever planning to do some cards based off of the Egyptian mythos? I keep bugging them about doing that because I really, if you look at the map, if you look at the map of Ataraxia, the world of the Seven Kings, you can see that south of Leganis, there's like a big desert where there's just nothing. And I really wanted that in the desert there was like underground pyramids with like robo mummies, and it would be like mummies alive. And I really wanted that to be a thing in the Alice cluster, but unfortunately it's not. I thought Valentina was a vampire elf. No. What cluster will the movie be on? They're going to be their own things. They're all going to be their own separate little stories. If it's character designer, that's a bad thing. Compared to the manga, the character development of the anime was horrid. Glad to see you've always got an upbeat and positive attitude about new and exciting projects. There are so many mythologies to exploit. Exploit is a bit of a mean word. Is there any word as to what the story of the next cluster will follow? The next cluster is Return to Grimm. It's New Grimm. How much time I have to wait for an electronic version of the game like Untap? I don't think we're working on anything officially. If I could unprint a card, which card would it be and why? Personally, just one card. It's a toss-up between Reflect or Lancelot. I like both of them. But they've just caused me personally so much annoying stuff to deal with that I would like to just have gone back in time and removed them to save myself extra work. That does not mean they will be banned, because they will not be banned. What is my favorite card in the game? My favorite card in the game is a card in A4. My favorite current card in the game is Shion. Reflect because it lost thousands of players here in the US. That's completely inaccurate. Wait, so if New Grimm is the next story, does that mean Lumia will be showing up again? Could be. Will RR ever be expanded on character-wise? Yep, they will, definitely. Are there more Yggdrasils scattered around parallel dimensions, like its seeds are capable of traveling through dimensions or while growing? It's certainly possible that other Yggdrasils exist. How hard is it to not Give spoilers. It's hard. I really want to tell you about stuff. But will the movie have characters like Alice in it? They might. I really don't know too much about the development of the movies. Sorry. Are we going to learn more about Alice and Dark Alice before A3? Or is it something we'll learn about leading up to A4? You'll learn about them all throughout the remainder of the Alice cluster. What attribute is said favorite card? I'm not going to tell you. I wish Yggdrasil is a resonator in the future so I can smack people with the tree. Well, if he was a resonator, that doesn't necessarily mean he would have attack. Although I suppose you could grant him attack and then attack with it, unless he had an ability where it said this card cannot attack. Anyway, he's not a resonator, he's a ruler. So, hi Jordan, I have a question. Okay, I have an answer probably. With were-rabbits in A3, is there a possibility of more support with a were-rabbit J-ruler? The possibility certainly exists, but I will not confirm or deny it. Will Dark Alice have involvement in A4? Sort of. Man, how many Alice clusters are there going to be? There's one Alice cluster. There's four sets in the Alice cluster. Did I say he? I keep saying he for Yggdrasil. It has no gender. I should be saying it. My mind is just a bit scattered. Will Valentina be a finisher? It could be. I don't see it being like a finisher every single time, but I suppose it could be. What are Valentina's chances for taking Primogenetor's spot as top bad guy? We'll see. Can an effect which destroys target J-ruler or destroy target J-ruler, not J/ruler, hit refrain and send them astral? On the refrain player's turn, of course, since otherwise they could flip back. Yep, it totally can. It's tricky to do, but you absolutely can destroy refrain, the J-ruler side. My friends were making jokes about how Yggdrasil had a regalia and how when you play it, if someone runs up and duct tapes the sword to one of its branches. Okay. I mean, I guess it is Yggdrasil's regalia because it's used with Yggdrasil, but really it's more like Alice's regalia. Can you talk about the company's intentions with regalia? Will they continue making them? Nope. After the Alice cluster, regalia are going away. If I paint on a card and do not block the original text and change nothing else but painting a different image on the picture, does this card become no longer legal to play? I'm always sketchy about that, Taco Man, but I think it does. I forget, though. It's better to ask a judge about that. So a friend of mine who had to sleep wanted me to ask these two questions in related to the tabletop game. Okay. One, is the character generation based on rolled stats? Or is it an EXP buy? It's going to be rolled stats. Would the general system for the game be viable for use with non-Seven Kings Forcible settings? Yes, it will, but over time we'll add more like supplementary material so that you can fit it even better into non Seven Kings settings. Do you know what other mythos you guys are planning on adding to Forcible over time? I do, but I don't think I can tell you. Well, I probably could, but I don't want to. Is there a way to add an addition to Alice Soldier with any other card effect? The one that can't be targeted by spells or abilities? I don't think so. Will Alice's God's Art be a thing after the Alice cluster? Will Alice's God's Art? Sorry, I misread that. Will God's Arts be a thing after the Alice cluster? Probably not. Sorry, guys. I gotta hop out just for 1 sec really quick. I really gotta blow my nose. Sorry. Be right back. Back. Sorry about that. Throat's better. Whew. All right, let's get up the energy. Will Xion or Valentine rejoice once A4 hits? Maybe. Depends on how creative you are. So there'll be expansions to the Force of Will tabletop RPG. Like big giant expansions, probably not, but like supplementary material that expands upon it. Yep, definitely. Fairy Tale will probably be added as a race at some point. We'll see what happens. Tabletop question. Paintable miniature figures, like specifically made by us? No. All right, let me scroll down. People are saying, I have to sing, apparently, even though my throat is all gunked up. How do I feel about combo decks, i.e. Yamada, Machina, Prisia? I love combos. Super satisfying. Just wanted to say I like the game a lot and it's a lot of fun. Thank you, Hexland. I appreciate that. Can Valentina God Art control a J ruler when they J activate? No. It only says gain control of a resonator. Can you play the new Valentina in the 2 ruler Valentinas decks? You can play anything in any deck. Do I still dislike Evangelion? Yep, I do. Combo decks keep people in check from being able to whatever they want. There's a verb missing there. But I think I know what you mean. It's a shame none of the 3 infinite combo decks are viable. I would say it's probably a good thing that infinite combos are not viable. Because, I mean, I do like combos, but like infinite combos, I feel like it may be a little discouraging to other people. Lore-wise, are regalias usable by individuals who don't resonate with them? Like if Arya tried to wield Death Scythe. Well, Valentina stole most of the regalias from the other kings that she murdered, so yes. How many of the quest cleared cards were sent out? All of them. I don't know, like, the amount, like 600 or 1,000. I have no idea how many were actually sent out. Can you use a God's Art on your opponent's turn? Yep, you sure can. Oh, and before I forget, my other friend wants to know if cards like Zeke's will return in the future, and will Scheherazade make a return in the future? They will. Those two specific things will not be reprinted, but cards like them will likely appear in the future. And Scheherazade as a character will probably show up again at some point. Do I feel that Magic announcing they are reprinting their Force of Will card as a promo for their next set had anything to do with you guys? No. What made you create Yggdrasil as he is now? I just thought it would be neat to have another ruler that doesn't J-activate. And just thinking from like a lore perspective, you know, Yggdrasil is like fighting to the very last. So like even if it dies, it just keeps fighting on. So that's where the idea came from. Can you play a Resonator's Rest ability on your opponent's turn? Yes. Any activated ability you can play on your opponent's turn as long as you can pay the cost. Okay, it feels like Jordan is avoiding my question. I probably didn't see it. Just post it again, Skull Kid. Sorry. Is Valhalla World canonically destroyed? No. The manga is a separate universe. Do you think that Reflect Refrain is OP? I think it doesn't matter because the public opinion believes that it is. So even if it isn't, it's the same result. That's the best answer I can give, I think. Do you make all those lore, or do you just translate it from Japanese version? Little column A, little column B. As time goes on, it's more becoming that it's mostly me, my ideas. But it is a mix of both. Sorry if it's been asked already, just got to the stream. Oh, no worries. But are the quest complete cards unique, such as only one of each of them will be sent? No, they're not unique in that sense. Could you write the 1001 stories as a bunch of short stories to give us tidbits of lore over a longer series? I actually had an idea kind of like that, but I just don't have the time right now. I just got here. I want to know any big stuff. I'm seeing movie and all that, but what gives? Yeah, we're making like a couple like short little one-shot animated movies. That's the deal. Are there ever going to be cards that will be considered banned? I'm enjoying the fact that unlike Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic, there are not any at this time. It's not out of the question that something could necessitate banning, but it is highly unlikely. Damn shame, thanks. Why is it a damn shame? Oh, I guess maybe because you got a card and you want it to be really unique so you can sell it for so much money on eBay. Or a less nefarious thing because you just want it to be special and unique. No, I mean, it'll still be unique in that likely you'll have, for example, if you had a Quest Complete stamp of, I don't know, let's say Shion or something, you would probably only have like one of maybe 6 or so. So that's still pretty unique. Do you have an idea of when certain countries will be getting the quest cards? I do not. Sorry. Reflect is a tier 0 deck. Tiers are a human construct. It makes me sad. All I have play against is Reflect in tournaments. Well, I mean, that's just the nature of this. If we removed Reflect, it would just become something else. The best answer I can give is be the change you want to see. And things will definitely change once A3 hits with that. But yeah, I can understand that frustration, Hero and DXD. But, you know, just be the change you want to see, and A3 will shake things up a little bit. Please clear this up for me. Do the AGP point cards actually have a pleasant smell like the video showed? Scratch and sniff. AGP point cards, I have no idea what those are. AGP is completely different from the willpower system Magic Circle point cards that come inside a booster pack. When rotation happens, will 800 DEFJ rulers still be vulnerable? Specifically 800 DEF ruler, no, but J rulers will still be vulnerable. I see they changed the way the box is again for A3. Is there a reason for this? The box? Do you mean the border around the card, or do you mean like the physical box that booster packs come in? If you're talking about the physical box for the booster packs, the reason it was changed is because now it's cooler. It's a hard box. If you're talking about the border around the cards, I don't know. If Aura was banned, I bet we return to Blazer or Bahamut meta. No, probably it would jump back to Valentina or Arla, likely. Yeah, TDMCP, physical box. Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. I don't know. The hard box is cool. It's nicer than just like the regular thin cardboard thing, you know? Now you can buy a box for the same price and get a hard box that you can also use for storage. Yeah. At the end of the Grimm cluster, when Grimm and Lumia were revived, did Grimm still exist as the fairy tale in the book Lumia used? So that like somehow there could be two Grimms? No. Grimm just exists as a regular dude. How does Ryoma Sakamoto work? I forget her effect. Do I need to pay Will beforehand to change it, or just play any card regardless of attribute? No. So you pay Will into her effect, because her effect is one void and then produce one Will of any attribute, right? You pay however much Will you want into her effect, change it to any attribute you want, then that Will is floating. Then you use that floating Will to pay whatever cost and blah, blah, blah. Hard box like plastic? No, hard box like hard box. Here, I'll just show you. Hold on. Hard box like this. And then it opens, you know. Showing. Haha. Hard box like that. Not plastic. Hard cardboard. Oh, yeah, like the Vingolf box. Yeah, I totally could have just said that. Thank you, Leo and Theo. What is the point of having first edition cards? Is it because these cards will be repainted? I assume you mean reprinted. Yeah, it's because sets get second runs. They get reprints. And I guess for collectors and stuff, first edition cards are worth more? So it's easier to throw the box at people. I suppose, if you wanted to do that. If you do that at any tournament where I'm present at, though, I'll kick you out. I just started Force of Will. Oh, welcome to the game, Nightwolf. And I absolutely love it. Awesome! It's so fun, but people have Cheshire Cats and Thunder and Flames of Outer World. The prices are silly for these. Any ideas of maybe reprints, but with higher costs, but different skill slash ability. Okay, a couple things. First one, the overall relative cost of this game is low, compared to other games. But yeah, I know those cards' costs are kind of high, price-wise. The good news is that from September, those cards will be illegal because they all rotate out. And anybody who says that they're not rotating out is dumb and a liar. They are. I am the company. They are rotating out. The Grim cluster will rotate out for New Frontiers. So that's the good news, is that from September, you won't have to worry about those. But I know that's still like 6 months away. So by what you said, Ryoma starts a chase. I thought will producing skills didn't enter the chase. It's not a will producing skill in that sense. Like, it's different from magic stones. Will there be any events to play Grim Cluster still? Like any official events? No. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I really don't know. That's definitely not going to be the focus, but there could be. I really haven't heard anything, though. Jordan's dad works at Forceville. No, he doesn't. I'd rather spend 150 on a top tier Force of Will deck than 600. Are you really spending $150 on a top tier Force of Will deck? Because that seems grossly overcharged. Once a cluster is rotated out, if a card is re-released in another cluster, can you use that cluster's version? Yeah, if it's re-released in a later cluster, you can use the older versions, I believe. So with the rotation, what do we do with our Grim cards? Are they only illegal in tournaments? They're only illegal in New Frontiers tournaments, which is how most tournaments are conducted. If there are other tournament formats held somewhere, they could be legal. $150 of what currency? Oh, I didn't mean to put the $sign there. I was going to say it's kind of answered your own question. Will there be new Little Red, the Pierce Stone coming soon? No? $150 is reasonable if you're playing Cheshire Cats. They are $25 or so a piece. Really? Are they really that expensive in America? That sucks. I'm sorry. Might be a weird question, but will the new boxes increase the price of buying a boxer case? No, they will not. Hey, Jordan, I loved your new video on your channel. Thank you. I have a question about cards like Windsprite and Elvish Priest. Okay. Does their will float, or do you have to use it immediately? For example, could I use Windsprite during my draw phase, untap it, and then tap it again for 2 floating light will? It does float, but in the instance that you described, it does not work. There are 2 points during a turn where floating will is erased. It is erased right at the beginning of the recovery step, I believe, or right at the end of it. Either way, it's erased during the recovery step, and it's erased at end of turn. So, for example, if you rested a Windsprite after you draw, but before the recovery step, to float 1 will, then that floating will would be erased during the recovery step. So you wouldn't be able to have 2 floating will from Windsprite during your main phase. Doesn't work that way. Wait, how much are JP Cheshires? Cheaper here. I've seen them for like 700 or 800 yen, which is about like $6 to $7. Shion is painful when you want booty cats for her. Sorry. So with the rotation, cycling out Grim Cluster, does that mean the Dual Stones will get a reprint maybe? Probably not. Oh, you guys are reacting to the Cheshire Cat price. That's not the only price. I mean, I'm sure there are many places where they are more expensive, but the places that I have been to, which is like the premier Force of Will store in Akihabara, which has everything for way cheaper, has them at that price. But if you were to buy them online from Japanese websites, they'd probably be higher cost. Who is with me and wanting to go to Japan to buy all the Cheshires up? I mean, you'll spend way more money just buying the plane ticket to get here. Then you also have to pay for hotel and all that stuff. Though you could get a really cheap hostel or something. Fireball? Yes, Fireball. How hard will it be to play dual colored resonators and spells without dual stones? I mean, it'll be tougher. Will you be rewriting some of the story articles from the Grim Cluster? I can't find much of the lore, but when you joined the company, the articles significantly improved. Thank you. And explained what's going on in the Alice Cluster. Thank you. Will I be rewriting them? I wanted to. I just don't have the time now. Capsule Hotel. I've actually stayed in the Capsule Hotel on 2 separate occasions. They're not that bad. They're fun, actually, for me. I mean, I know other people don't like them because the idea of claustrophobia and stuff. But I actually stayed in one that had like a spa on the floor below it that we had free access to. It was cool. Can you play Japanese cards in tourneys even if you have the translation? You can use foreign language cards, but you must have a card outside the game that is of your native language to show as proof. Well, we clearly need to spread around propaganda to the sellers of Cheshire Cat to lower the price somehow. You can certainly try. I mean, it'll be lowering in a couple months because it'll be illegal, but by then I guess you won't want it. Jordan, did you hear that Force of Will hit Vietnam? I did not, but that's cool. Vanguard didn't even hit Vietnam yet, so Force of Will is growing really fast. Well, Vanguard's actually dying, like in terms of sales. Ruler's Memoria and Fairy's Memoria are multicolored. They may help replace dual stones. Sorry for horrible spelling. No worries. I tease people about their spelling mistakes, but I mean, I do it too. They are multicolor. They can help replace dual stones, but if I remember correctly, Fairy's Memoria only produces Will of any attribute if you're spending it to play a fairy card. Ruler's Memoria does work, but then you have the reliance on Regalia in your deck. Otherwise, it's a dead turn. So yeah, I'm not saying there aren't already existing options. I'm just saying it's probably going to get a little bit tougher. I don't know about that. Vanguard is huge around here in the non-magic shops. I do know because I have the sales information. Does Valentina have siren-like powers by being half mermaid, or is her regalia what lures people? It's both. It's not siren powers, like specifically by singing, but it's the mind controlling stuff is both her. It's amplified by her regalia, but is also just her natural magical affinity. Is Vanguard considered a rival? I don't know. It's not like it's dying entirely. Its sales just much lower than it was 3 years ago. Yeah. I mean, it's not dead. It's still around, obviously, but it's like that. That's how it's been recently. Who is Valentina based off of? No one? It's an original creation. Fireball's prices are amazing. Oh, those Valhalla single prices might be enough motivation to practice Japanese again. I mean, you could just look up the English translations. They do exist. So Valentina isn't human. No, she's not. She's a race very close to human, though. Mistaken for human. She's like 90. She's like mostly human. Is it? What is this? It's in a steady decline. It's not going to tank overnight. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply that. If that's what you took away from that, that's not what I. That's not what I meant to say. I've just been saying it's been less and less recently, which is unfortunate. I mean, even though Vanguard has really awful balancing issues, I actually really like the system of Vanguard. Not to mention, Bushiroad had to cut its buddy fight dub for a damn good reason. Oh, did they? Okay, well, wasn't Buddy Fight kind of like dead on arrival, like outside of Japan anyway. I mean, it's not like hugely popular in Japan either. Are we going to see anyone else from Valentina's race in A3 or A4? You'll see. Yes, it was, and it still kind of is. Yeah, I know the guy who wrote the rules for that game. Like, not the person who came up with the idea of how the game works, but like the person who wrote like the ins and outs of the actual rule text for that. And we were talking about it, and he was saying too. He was like, "Yeah, it's just like it's too simple. Like, it's just not." Shion is a human. Will the story cover what Valentina actually is? Directly, probably not. Most of the time, she's an Aquitaine. It's a cross between interspecies breeding between merfolk and humans, but most people cannot distinguish Aquitaines from humans. Meanwhile, Luck and Logic is being brought over, so welcome to Bushiroad trying to sell all their games to the Western market. Well, I mean, that's just good business sense. Like, why wouldn't they? Try, at least. I haven't heard good things about Luck and Logic either, but I really don't know. So, it could be good. Who knows? A cold or something. Sorry I keep having to mute the mic and cough and clear my throat and stuff. Luck and Logic is the new reflector frame. It does sound kind of like that, doesn't it? The yellow eyes and ears kind of give away that she isn't human. Well, I mean, kind of, but you'll notice that in certain depictions, her ears are normal human shaped, and then in other ones, and her eye color also changes, and that the ears become pointed in certain instances. That's Aquitaine nature. Are the Knights of the Round Table considered human or just like human? They're resonators. I guess they're human beings, like, or they're memories of human beings is probably a better way of putting it. Yggdrasil's Memoria, would you run it? I'd have to think about it. It depends on what I want to do with Yggdrasil. 350 million people or so in the U.S. is a big market. Not every single living being in the U.S. is marketable. It's a much smaller percentage. But yeah, I mean, the U.S. is a big market. I don't know how well Luck and Logic will do. You know, as just a regular person, you know, I wish any company well in any sort of creative endeavor that they're going for. But I haven't heard positive things about it. Weiss Schwarz has too many cheaters. I honestly played the game for a while and was cheated by the person who taught me how to play in the middle of a regional on a top 8. Really? Wow, that's awful. I played Weiss Schwarz a lot, actually, back in 2013 and 2014. Like, I competed in, like, regional tournaments and stuff back when I lived in Osaka. And I don't think I got cheated by anybody. but I started to really hate the game because too much of the game is dependent on probability that you have a really small chance of impacting. Like, the way to cancel damage is by flipping a climax, right? And there's only 8 climaxes in your deck at best. And the best way to help you do that is just by self-milling. And even then, it's not guaranteed. So it just felt really frustrating that, like, the way to stop damage was determined by a probability that was difficult for you to influence. So I got frustrated with that and stopped playing the game. Is Forcival planning on selling any merchandise, like the bag that comes with A3? Yep, you'll see in the future more and more stuff like that will be coming around. Davik. What is this thing? Somebody says. Oh, somebody sent me a private message. I'll get to that later. Aquitan, Aquitan, I think is the way to spell it. Yes, that is the way to spell it. How do you feel about the fact that people describe the playstyle of Forcival being like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic had a baby? At least I think that's how most people who told me about it described it. Yeah, I think that is a pretty common description. How do I feel about it? Yeah, you know, whatever. If they want to describe it that way, that's fine. They're free to do it. I can see why they would say that. I played ZNF, which is my favorite anime, which is the only reason why I played. Well, the local I was at was the only local playing it, and they were also at each other's throats, honestly. ZNF, I don't know what that's abbreviating. If you spell it out, then I definitely know the anime, but I don't know it from that abbreviation. Can Forcival give out sleeves instead of messenger bag next time? Even a oversized sleeves would be nice. That's a good idea. I'll suggest it. See what happens. What is Valentina's regalia physically? Like a hair clip? Isn't it like a spear? Familiar of Zero or Zero no Tsukaima, but both of those instances do not match the abbreviation. It's ZNF. See, I was thinking Zero no Tsukaima too, because that's one of my favorite series too. I actually know, I've said this before, I actually know Kugi Miyoria. She's a friend of mine. That's the voice actress for Louise on Zero no Tsukaima. That was one of the ones I used too. That and Log Horizon. But he put ZNF, which is not correct. Maybe it was a mistype. So it was confusing to me. That's the abbrev for it for some reason here. Do you not have enough time to type out the whole word abbreviation? That's weird that that's the abbreviation. Kind of dumb. Darth Vader J. Ruler. It's not going to happen. Corion 1. I didn't even know there was a My Little Pony TCG. Though it's not surprising. That franchise certainly is popular with a market that you would not expect it to be popular with. Dealing with kids and watching at the same time. Just duct tape them to the wall. That's what I would do. Valentina's measurements are riot. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I guess you better riot then. And if you do, then I'll just silence you. Jordan, can you maybe spoil the new regular stones of the color of the ruler you are going to spoil from now on? Can you maybe spoil the new regular stones of the color of the ruler? Oh, like when we reveal the ruler, also reveal the stone? We might do that. It's been around for 5 sets. The game actually isn't half bad. Huh. Interesting. Have I played ZX or WeCross? Yep, I've played both. I don't play them now, and I never really played them super competitively or anything. I was really disappointed with the WeCross anime. It's like started out like promising that it was gonna be like super dark and all this cool stuff, and I don't know, it just felt kind of disappointing. And it was the same director as Paranoia Agent, I think, or like the same studio. I don't remember. Can I spoil the attack and defense of the new Valentina? No, no. You can wait. Somebody will get it and post it up in like a day or two. I actually saw a whole family shopping for Force of Will at a local card shop one day. All of them had decks. Was kind of awesome. That is cool. It's always neat to see stuff like that. You see that pretty common with like Pokemon games and stuff, but it's cool to see it in Force of Will. What is the stone on the very far left of the new Alice art resonator? It's a void stone. Have I watched Erased? No. How often do I actually get to play the game? I mean, I could play it every weekend if I really wanted to. Just go to local tournaments and stuff. I don't do it every weekend because I do other stuff. I have a YouTube channel that I make videos for, and I also play regular video games far more than I do trading card games. But, I mean, the opportunity is definitely there whenever I want it. Have I played the new Fire Emblem TCG? Nope, I have not. Sorry. Pokemon TCG has become unbalanced. It's all about the EX. Yeah, that's kind of what I noticed. As much as I do love Pokemon, I can never like really get into the TCG because of that. But if they ever make Porygon Z as like a really good card, then maybe I will. According to the article, I can block Flying J Rulers with the Child of the Forest, but text says otherwise. Go by the text. If the article says that, it was probably just my mistype. I think I corrected that in the article, but if I didn't, then I'll go back and fix it later. I'll just follow the card text. Don't listen to me stupidly mistyping that. I actually sold all my Pokemon EXs for Force of Will stuff. Welcome to the dark side. I guess good. I guess. I hope you got good money for them. Oh, somebody said something cool. What was it? I was listening to this one song and it made me think of making an animation. If I knew how to do it. Aw, Lonely Chris, you got my hopes up. You could learn how to do it. I mean, it's hard, but you could learn. Given that there's a Void Stone on Alice, does that mean we'll get one, a Void Stone that taps rest for 2 Void? There will definitely not be a stone that rests for 2 Void. No. Way too strong. Jordan, can you give us any hints, no matter how minor they are, as to what will happen in the new set? The most awesome thing ever. I now want to do a drawing of Alice versus Dark Alice, including all of Alice's forms against Dark Alice. That'd be really cool, Legendary Kane. I'd totally be down to see that. But just keep in mind that Alice doesn't like split into multiple forms. Like there wouldn't be 3 of her or something. She transforms between the forms during battle. Can we get only to cast Void Editions and Resonators? That also still might be a little too strong. I think that would still be kind of the same problem. I would love to be able to buy some Force of Will toys and figures. And then somebody else said Jaredin. Well, Espeon fan, who knows what the future holds? You just might be able to. Will Valentina consider the new Wind Ruler beautiful? The new Wind Ruler? Like in A4? Maybe? A4 has tokens. Nope. Well, not token resonators. Do you think there will end up being double will magic stones by that one card that produces 2 will at once? No. And if there ever was, I would try and stop it. That's insane. Oh, geez, already half an hour left. Wow. I mean, I know we started a couple minutes late, but this is really flying by. Do you think there will be Force of Will hentai? I mean, not official stuff, but fans are always free to draw and create whatever they want. Fast Will is playing with fire. Yep. Double will stones would be busted. Yep. And I hate that word. Busted. But yes. I would oppose any stone that produces 2 will with no strings attached like that. Time flies when you're having fun. It does. This is probably one of the most enjoyable parts of my work, is being able to like just hang out and talk to you guys. I love doing this. What if RR still takes over the majority of the tournament after the new set is released? That's largely more dependent on public opinion than it is dependent actually on numbers. So it's up to you. Only you can prevent that. Will there be more Were bunnies in the future? Probably at some point. What about a filter stone? So pay 1 and tap it to produce fire or light. Light or fire light. I don't know what? What you're describing is just a dual stone that already exists, I think. To be fair though, busted is an odd concept. People at my locals say Lumia is busted. That's why I hate that term. Because it's just a write-off that people use to like seem superior without thinking about what they're saying. Like saying that Lumia's busted. No. Like, so not. It's just this weird term that people who don't think use. Is the observer support all spoiled, or is there a card here that we haven't seen? It's hard for me to keep track of like what's been revealed through the quest rewards, so maybe all of it. I'm not 100% sure. He means pay 1, produce blah 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 blah. Like pay 1 and rest that stone. So you would so essentially you'd be paying 2 because you would have to rest 2 stones to do it, and then get 2 will of any attribute. Just like filtering, not getting more will. That's definitely something you could see in the future, but who knows? I haven't heard anything about that. Will Maribel ever find love? The answer to that question lies more in the past than it does in the future. Are the people who have been sent cards the only people who will be getting cards from now on, or do they switch it up? No, it's random every time. What's the next color spoiler? Are we seeing more light? I actually forget. But honestly, for the 3 remaining spoilers. Most of the cards will have already been released on the Facebook page if you check out like Forcible US, because of people uploading photos of the quest reward cards that they get. Which ruler do you have the most connection with story-wise and personality-wise? Valentina, always. I love villainous characters, and Valentina's just a fun character. Any chance we might see reflect, refrain, to return? Blah, 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 I can't talk. Reflect and refrain return as resonators. Too many R's in that sentence. It's possible. Do you feel we'll see equivalents of shock lands, fetch lands, and pain lands in upcoming sets? Would you be opposed to those cards being reprinted? I'm not 100% up on all of those terms. It's possible. I mean, similar things could certainly arise, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm also not 100% sure on what all of those do. Fetch land, I know what that is, though. But it could be. Who knows? Will the 5 standbys all be in one article? I don't think they are. Wait, no. Maybe they are. I forget. Here in our community, we don't think Force of Will cards are broken. Everything is playable if you know what you need. For a great deck or a fun deck, like one of my friends has an Alice World deck that is really creative. That's a very positive outlook. Fairy Alice viable in the future? I want to say yes, but right now it doesn't look like it. Shock is a duel that enters rested unless you pay 2 life in MTG. Something like that, probably not. It still lets you get a duel in the sense of what? It produces 2, or a duel in the sense that it lets you just generate one of 2 different attributes. If it's one of 2 different attributes, but it comes rested unless you pay 200, then it's like a weaker version of our current duels. That could certainly appear in the future. Will we get a story of how Valentina came to be the ruler of Shangri-La? Well, was there ever a time where Valentina was not the ruler of Shangri-La? Who knows? How do you chant standbys work? Do you pay the cost when it triggers? Or do you pay it when it's played? Pays down? Sorry if it's a dumb question. I don't play standby cards in my deck. It's not a dumb question. In order to play a chant standby card, you can do one of 2 things. You can either pay its full cost and play it as a spell chant instant when its trigger is met, and that's if the card is in your hand. Or you can pay 2 void to put it face down, and then you can flip it and play it face up without paying its printed cost whenever the trigger condition is met. Those are the 2 ways. We have all 12 apostles by the end of A4. I think you will. How much Will would choose for Fairy Alice's judgment if you hypothetically created her? Maybe like 5 or 6, maybe? Probably leaning closer to 5. Maybe even 4, but 4 seems a bit too low. Question about Juliet from Grim Cluster. Does her affect Nightmare Resonators on the field, or is it a global effect? I don't remember Juliet's effect that well, actually. Sorry. Is there a 12 apostles ruler in A4? We'll find out. Would it be cool if you could maybe do an instructional video on drafting? It would be cool if I had the time and if I knew actually like how to draft. Because I never do drafts because I suck at them. Do I expect the 4 sacred beasts to be resurrected because of the divine beast's flavor text? I don't know. Do you expect it? I'll draft with you, okay? I really suck at drafting, though. Am I sad the Dark Resonator 12 Apostle card in A3 had its text changed? A little bit. Does Tsukiyomi Noble trigger Kaguya's draw? Yes? Let me look. Oh, the whenever a moon enters your field, you may draw a card? I think it does. Yeah, because it's a moon. Yeah, it does. Will we get any supplemental lore that describes the kingdoms of the citizens of the kingdoms and the king's personalities in more detail? Yep, it's called the TRPG. Gil Lapis is 12 Apostle Ruler, I think. If you're talking about the one in A3, he's definitely not. And A4, you'll find out what there is. What is your favorite promo card? I really like the art on the Humpty Dumpty promo, where he's got like that snidely whiplash mustache. I really like that one. Will you ever hear the full song Xian sang to Valentina? Like, hear it in song form? Probably not. New Gil Lapis in A4 confirmed. Sure. If that's what you want to take away from that, go for it. You are free to believe what you wish, regardless of whether it is correct or not. Clockwork Magic Furnace, which really needs an English printing. Yep, I know. I keep bugging them about it. How long until we get a giant machine bird built by the citizens of Leganis to get revenge for Machina's death? Well, there's definitely giant machine somethings. I mean, Maribel's pretty big. Vingolf news? Sorry, no Vingolf news right now. I thought it was because when he awakens, the 12 apostles invade the Seven Kings world. He doesn't awaken. It just takes him a really long time to go from one world to another. So then he has heralds. Does Valentina hide her powers in her breast? Is that why they keep getting bigger? Sure. Will we have a full backstory on Maribel? Yep, you totally will. Will we ever have alternate art J rulers? Maybe? Maybe. I had a question about the new Maribel Resonator. Okay. If you activate her effect and she gets attack, defense, and symbol skills, if the opponent removes Maribel's effects but isn't chasing Maribel's ability, does Maribel keep the added power? So like if you blank her with Final Forfeit, I'm fairly certain she keeps the added power. What is the official stance on Altered Art cards? I do custom art and I'd love to be able to use them at AGP level tournaments. What part of the card allows a card allowed to be obscured? Anything that covers the text like that is no good. If you're altering the portrait, this question came up before and my answer is the same. I think it's okay, but I really don't know. I'm pretty sure you can't use them though. Even if they're altered with like just the portrait, I'm pretty sure you still can't use them. Is it possible of a 12 apostle that has a low cost but heavy cost effect? Maybe the way it makes sense for a 12 apostle race since they're all about big monsters. Isn't that what Izanami is? It's a low cost 12 apostle but has a really expensive effect. Will we be getting dual stones from TAT as alt full art promos like we did for the CMF ones? I actually don't know. Sorry. Seems like it could happen, but I haven't heard anything. No one's saying anything in the chat. Or maybe my chat is just stalling. I can't tell. Will we see all 5 Valhalla stones as promos in the US? Valhalla stones? Oh, like the original art for the first Magic Stones? Maybe? What did you do for Valentine's Day? Any special ladies you took on dates? I mean, I have a girlfriend. She's not in Japan right now, so unfortunately, I did not go on a date on Valentine's Day. Actually, if I remember correctly, yep, on Valentine's Day, that entire weekend, I was working on a video for my personal YouTube channel. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Are we going to see interaction between rulers and stones like there was in TAT? Other than like how memorias are geared towards certain rulers, probably not. Hey Jordan, did you catch Deadpool? It's not out in Japan, so no. It is coming out in Japan, but not for a couple months. I'll probably see it through nefarious methods, though. You have a personal YouTube channel? I sure do. It's called Giant Weibo. Here, I'll type it in the chat. Giant Weibo. There you go. Go look at it and see how lame it is. Any chance of a reprint of Dual Stones, or is that going away with the new cluster? They'll probably phase out. Oh, I'm sorry. Will she be moving to Japan with you at some point? Probably. And now people are posting my YouTube channel in the chat. Jeez. Is Game of Thrones popular at all in Japan? I saw the trailer for the Japanese dub and it was epic, but nothing else about it exists on the English interwebs. I have never heard anything about Game of Thrones in Japan. Is this week the last spoiler article week? Nope. Next week is the last week. But I mean, most of the stuff has been revealed. By then, most of the stuff will have already been revealed from the quest rewards. Can you show us what the oversized Force of Will sleeve looks like? No, because I don't have it. And I don't even know what it looks like. Do you think Force of Will will have more rulers like Valentina 2.0 where we can use a sideboard to help as your main deck? I mean, it's not going to be crazy common. But you might see something like that again in the future. What's up with the Grim Plus format I keep hearing about? It's this made-up format that the community created that is like a legacy format, but it only includes everything from the first Grim Cluster onwards because Valhalla was never officially released fully in America. Do I have any secret spoilers just for you on the stream? Please, Jordan, my friend. Do I? I don't know. Probably not. Pretty much everything in A3 has been spoiled already, and I can't really tell you too much about A4. I don't know. I'll tell you a super special Jordan fun fact. I'm double jointed on my thumb on my right hand. Check it out. Ooh, there you go. Can I read off any more new flavor text? Not from A4. A3, pretty much everything is already spoiled. The way the new Ubers look. The Ubers in A3 look the same as they do in A2. It's like monochrome, and then there's like a splash of color on certain things. And your thumb does that too? Congratulations. What does set has the full art of the base stone? What? New foiling, less intrusive. Yep, I've already said that before. Monochrome Yggdrasil, is it epic? It's cool. My friend is double jointed and he used to hit me with it. I mean, this is not going to add very many newtons of force, really. It's not that strong. Do we have an official date for the release of the Force of Will Pen and Paper RPG? No. The alpha adventure will be released now a little bit after A3. Probably the following week. The full, 100% box release will probably be, or not boxed release, the box paid version will be much later, but the free full version will be probably in late April or May. Are there any plans to bring a judge program to Canadian Force of Will players, or is there one already? I don't know to both of those questions. Sorry. Is it a coincidence that only resonators are SR? No, it's not a coincidence. I think they just want to make resonators super rares because they're the most exciting, I guess. Wasn't there something special besides Ubers in A3? Yep, there was, but it was never revealed what it was. It's super duper ultra secret. Hi, I was finally able to make it to your live stream. Hello. Sorry if you just joined right now because it's going to end in 7 minutes. But it will be uploaded to YouTube, so you can always check it out there. Will there be a super rare J Ruler? I mean, isn't that what the Ubers are? So pre-release shall reveal all. Given how rare the thing is, I'm not sure if anybody will get it in the pre-release. They might though. I mean, people got Ubers in the release. I think this might be rarer than the Ubers though. We'll see. Someone will get it eventually. About 5 minutes left. What can we expect, or when can we expect the Vingolf announcement? Probably not for a little while. At least April, but maybe more like May. Does the new Valentina Resonator helps Valentina 2.0 or 1.0? Probably more Valentina 1. Probably more SKL Valentina than TTW Valentina. But, I mean, really, it could help anything. It's a god pack of all Ubers. No, it's not. Jordan, any reason why Valhalla starters started getting sold at Toys R Us and other stores recently? There's no like official reason. It's not like we're not going to reprint Valhalla stuff or anything like that. I don't know why Forceful is doing that. Maybe they're just being dumb. A3 is showing clear signs of power creep. For example, Resonator stats per cost the new set are quite a bit higher on average compared to older sets. Is this a one-time response? They're not quite a bit higher. They are a little bit higher, but not quite a bit. And Grimm's going to be rotating out, and blah, blah, blah. Is this a one-time response to the power of cards like Lancelot and rulers like RR and Valentina, or will this trend be a trend to sim products? It's not going to be like every time is ramping up higher and higher and higher and higher or something like that. And really the increase for like cost of resonators is really not as big as you may be imagining. Can we know what anime will be Vingolfified? Nope, not yet. We haven't seen new Valentina or the Valkyrie looking resonator. You could spoil tonight. I could, but I won't. Any hint about the new anime? People keep asking about that. No, I'm not going to tell you. So does the special thing that hasn't been revealed yet change? That's rarer than Ubers affect only rulers, or can it affect other things? I didn't say it could only affect rulers. I didn't say it could only affect not rulers. I didn't even say it was more than one card. It's just a thing. Is everything made to beat Lancelot because everything is around 600 now? Is that a bad thing? I mean, I don't make all the cards. It's a scratch and sniff Yggdrasil. It's not. Vessel EXE. That would be cool. I would love a pine-scented Yggdrasil. But that's not what it is. Is there any chance we'll see any Uber Rare or SR Stones? Nope. Will the Vingolf be getting its own spoiler list like the clusters when the time comes? I actually don't know. I don't think so. Probably not. Are the chances? Why is chances in that in parentheses on getting an Uber the same in TMS, or is it slightly increased? I think it's the same. Thanks for doing this. You're welcome. I'm in college and I'm really enjoying playing the game at my local game store. Greetings from Mexico. Oh, hello. Greetings from Tokyo. How's Mexico? How's college? They're printing all the Forcible staff cards as physical cards. No, 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 no. Do you ever play Minecraft? I used to. I used to have a private server with my friends, actually, like years ago, and I used to play it a whole bunch. But recently, I haven't really been playing it. Birch or willow? Probably a willow. Strong but flexible. That's your answer, by the way. If they ever give you during an interview, if they ever ask that stupid question, if you were a tree, what tree would you be? People always answer like oak or something because it's strong. No, you always answer willow. Strong but flexible. Will we be getting starters of the next cluster months in advance like we did with A0? No, I believe it will be released concurrently with New Grim. Like the first set of New Grim. Like how the 5 starter decks were released concurrently with TTW. How many spoiler articles are left? 3. I love to play Zelda. Me too! Because you don't believe in luck, right, Jordan? It's not a matter of believing, but yes, luck does not exist. Oh, geez, it's 1 o'clock. I gotta go. All right. Thanks for joining me, guys. Sorry I couldn't answer everything, or if my answers were not the best. I know I can't always answer everything. I'm sorry. Thank you all for joining, though. I always have fun. So, yeah. Bye. Oh, before I go, though, my favorite Zelda is Majora's Mask. It's the best Zelda game. Shut up. There we go. Bye.